and set me in the middle of a valley. It was full of bones. He led me back from among them, or back and forth among them, and I saw a great many bones on the floor of that valley. The bones were very dry. He asked me, "Son of man, can these bones live?" I said, "O sovereign Lord, alone you know." He said to me, "Prophesy then to these bones and say to them this: dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. This is what the sovereign Lord says to these bones: I will make breath into you. And you will come alive. I will attach tendons to you and make flesh come upon you and cover you with skin. I will put breath in you and you will come to life. Then you will know that I am the Lord." Say to your neighbor real quick, neighbor, there is power in vision. Turn to you and say, neighbor, it was all a dream. You may be seated in the presence of God. It was all a dream. You can grab the stool there so you can rest easy. I don't want you to tax. But thank you so much, Brother Tomar, for helping with that. So it was all a dream. It was all a dream. There is no safe investment. To love at all is to be vulnerable. Love anything in your heart will certainly be wrong and possibly broken. If you want to be sure of keeping it intact, you must give your heart to no one, not even an animal. Wrap it carefully around you with hobbies and little luxuries. Avoid all entanglements. Lock it up safe in a casket or coffin of selfishness. But in that casket, safe, dark, moist, motionless, airless, it will change. It will not be broken. It will become unbreakable, impenetrable, irredeemable. The only place outside of heaven where you can be perfectly safe from all the dangers and perturbations of love is hell. Mm-hmm. To carry the vision of God is to be in love with him. To carry the vision of anybody is an act of love. When husband and wives come together, they become, the Bible says, one flesh, and they ought to have one vision. The one adopts the vision of the other, and the other the vision of the other, and they leave all and cleave to each other, and they begin to carry out whatever the vision is. That's how they show their love. The wife could say, "My vision is to travel the world and vacation 3 times a year," and the husband's going to have to carry out that vision.
Come on now.
Well, sir.
You're talking good.
Come on now.
The husband could say, "My vision is to have hot dinner nightly, followed by hot dessert," if you know what I mean. And she has to carry out that vision.
All right then.
I got 3 amens. So vision carrying is love. Can I teach us a little tad bit?
Go ahead, sir.
Which is why Jesus came through the virgin canal of Mary, because at 13 years old, her heart was still pure. Her body had not been touched. And as a matter of fact, she had the kind of prayer life that made her fall in love with Jesus. Can I talk to you? She was a Sephardic Jew. Mm-hmm. And in her job as a Jewish woman and her family or her lineage was to pray daily in the temple. Mm-hmm. At the big temple, the local temple. And so she had a daily prayer life. She was in the throne room before there was the veil torn every day. Mm-hmm. Joseph's job was to be a scripture reader in the temple. And so his mommy and his daddy had daily lives in the house of God, which means they had fallen in love with God, and God could trust the vision with the young girl. Mm-hmm. Because he had a young girl who he could trust the vision with, that was in love with him, that he already loved, he could then put into her womb the vision for the world.
My mind.
Question is, can God entrust you and I with the vision he has for the world today?
My God.
Do we spend enough time in the temple? Do we spend enough time in prayer, in his word, in relationship with God, in conversation, where he feels safe that he can place in your belly the vision?
My God.
It was a dream. I like Ezekiel. Ezekiel, man of God, he keeps getting these visions. Oh, man. Chapter 3, getting the vision. Chapter 9, he keeps getting these visions. In chapter 37, he gets a vision that I can't seem to move from. And he's in this valley of dry bones. Valley, which means he's below sea level. If you know anything about going to the beach, you at the beach, you're at sea level for the most part. You don't want to go below sea level at the beach. Okay? Unless you got scuba gear on you, dig? So below sea level is to go under the earth. Valleys are below sea level. They are down in ditches. You said sometimes I'm in the valley, sometimes I'm in the mountains. So valleys are intrinsically, or by the nature of them, already under the ground. And sure enough, not only is it under the ground, but then Ezekiel sees the results of sin everywhere. So he's not only in a valley that is below sea level, under the earth, but then he sees the result of sin. Why I say the results of sin? Because there are dry, dilapidated bones there. Bones suggestify there was one point in life there, but that life, something happened. There was a war broke out. There was death, and because there was death, then rigor mortis set in, then decay set in, and for a season that the falcons and the crows had a great time eating at the flesh. But at some point, the sun baked down so hot that the flesh and the tendons and the eyeballs were gone, and all you had left was not even wet bones, not even bones you could even do anything with. The dog, because there was dry, heat, beat up bones. And God starts to speak in vision. It teaches me this, Leslie, that there is no context, there is no circumstance, there is nowhere that God cannot speak vision to. Y'all don't know when.
Yes, sir.
When they give them
My sir.
when a Pentecostal one of these, holy. We do this, holy. You don't know when to give them that. That right there suggests that it doesn't matter. Oh God. How bad it gets. It doesn't matter how low you go, okay? It doesn't matter how dry it gets. I'm not talking to people that had struggles in it. Maybe it's not for y'all. Maybe for the 9 o'clock crowd. This is for those who have seen periods in their spiritual journey where it was dry, it was slow, it was heat was beating down on you, there was no sign of life, you even questioned your salvation.
Come on now, sir. Come on now.
To myself and Pastor Van, Jamal, Robert Van, let me talk to you. There was a time I remember when I was even saying, God, am I really even saved? Ain't no way I could be saved and be so feeling so full of sin, so full of shame, so full of guilt, so full of dilapidation, God. I thought I was saved, but maybe I need to go back to church and I'm already pastoring. Maybe I need to go back and find myself God again. Maybe I'm not really all I thought I was. Maybe I didn't really get called to preach. Maybe get called to pray. I don't know what's going on, God, but things are dry. Is that even your voice I hear? And God was speaking in the middle of a dry, dead, dilapidated, below sea level situation and say, what do you see?
My God.
Talk right there, Pastor Van.
Yes.
You got to speak honestly about what you see.
Yeah.
You got to speak real about what it is you see around you. Come on, I'm talking.
Yes, sir.
Come on in the room. We're talking here. What do you see?
Jesus.
God can't talk to you about the vision if he can't first talk to you about what you see.
Yeah.
Go scroll through your Instagram. What do you see? What do you see? You befriend the wrong person. I had to delete somebody today. I said, oh no, I can't have them. 8 o'clock in the morning, if I turn on Instagram, do a church post, I don't need to see that. I had to unfollow. Oh, no. I don't need to see that.
Well.
And I said, oh, good morning. Unfollow. I don't need to see that. What do you see?
Amen.
What do you see? Last 2 weeks ago, 12th of Huntington, what did we see?
Jesus.
Haven't we become so comfortable with sin that we no longer see it? Our house so filled with degradation and sin that we no longer see it and identify with it and call it what it is.
Mercy, Jesus.
What do we see in the White House? What do we see? Are we so comfortable with lying now that we no longer call it lying but call it politics? What do we see? I saw one meme that says, when I lie to the government, it's a federal crime, but when the government lies to me, it's politics. What do we see?
My God.
That was good. What do we see when we look around? Well, don't look too far. Just look. Open up your front door.
My God.
What do you see on the neighborhood? He told Ezekiel, I need you to tell me what it is you see. Ezekiel said, I see dry, very dry, by the way. He pointed it out. These joints is dry. These ain't freshly dead. This is, oh God, this you can see it. When I was studying for this text, I thought about Lazarus. I know Lazarus. I said, Lazarus, they marveled at that miracle. Because that miracle, he was dead 3 days. They said, no, that, they never had this done. We seen 1 day before. We seen 2 days in the history of Jewish culture. So we seen 2 days now. We seen the thing. But 3 days in the grave, wrapped like a mummy, stone in front of him. Oh, he good. We ain't never seen anybody come back from that. And that was the reason that the Pharisees said, when he raised Lazarus out of the dead, they said he threatens our place in our land. He threatens our political position in our geographical region. And we're going to lose our position with Caesar. We're going to mess around and lose this whole situation. We must need to kill him. Don't get it twisted. They realized at that moment when he raised the dead thing that it was time to kill. So don't get mad when you start winning and like think the devil won't leave you alone. No, when you start winning, the devil really get mad.
All right,
you're going to come up out of that. You're going to respond back after I beat you down and tore you up. You're going to get back up and go to church. Oh, no. We must need to kill him because he really think he got power.
All right.
But when I thought about that, I said, well, Ezekiel, we miss Ezekiel here. Ezekiel didn't come on a coffin with flesh on it. He didn't come up on a grave with a mummy wrapped in cloth. No, he came on a valley with very dry bones. You missed it.
They've been dead.
No. This ain't Lazarus situation. This Ezekiel said these Jones been here for some time now. And you mean to tell me you're the kind of God that can speak to very, very dry, flammable situations?
My God.
I believe we live in a time now where God is saying the kind of vision I need to see in the world, the kind of vision I'm pouring out on men, is you're going to have to look at very, very obscure things and speak to it. Can I talk to you a little bit?
Yes, sir.
Lately, the Holy Ghost has been challenging me because some people have been coming towards me, asking for counsel and for marital counsel, asking for help, asking to join, asking to connect. And when I see it, I say, no, I can't. The traditional teaching says, no, you keep that away from you. When a couple says, please, pastor, please do our wedding, and you know they have orgies, because they tell you. Part of our marriage is orgies. We invite other parties into our bedroom.
Jesus.
Can you please marry us? The traditional counsel says no. Can't do that. It's an abomination. Get away from here. But I'm finding now, God is saying, well, what do you want me to bring to you? Tell me what you see. I see orgies here. They want me to lay hands. Can you say to the orgy couple that wants to get married, can you say to them, life come back to this relationship? Can you speak tendons back? Can you speak the Holy Ghost?
My
Can
God.
you see what they don't see?
My God.
You have to.
Jesus.
So people come to me asking for help, seeing what God can do. But what you look at on the cover page, most of us wouldn't read inside the book. Because we've been trained not to read that kind of material.
Well, sir.
But what do you do when they come to you and he says, the challenge I have, Pastor, is that I slept with my daughter for 3 years.
Mercy, Lord.
But I feel a call to ministry.
Ooh,
Will you touch
Jesus.
me? And I don't mean touch you in a weird way. I mean, will you lay hands on me and disciple me and train me and allow me and my pain itself to be close enough to you that people might associate you with me? Will you touch me? Nobody else would counsel or mentor me. I've been through training. I've been through counseling. I even did 3 years in jail behind it. I'm out now and I feel God calling me, but nobody can see anything in me. Pastor, do you see something? What do you say? Ezekiel, I need you to tell me what you see. Pastor Van, I just want to sit down with you and I want to talk to you. When I was 12 years old, my daddy gave me my first pistol. By 13, 12 years old, he gave me my first pistol. At 13, one of the boys in the neighborhood was messing with me. And I told him that my daddy gonna get him and he won't live to see tomorrow. We don't know what happened to the boy. The next day he was gone. Nobody knows what happened. And passages, I'm a grown man now. I'm 27, and I actually lost count of how many bodies I have. Thank you for listening. Will you touch me? I'm not making stories up. These are real life scenarios.
Oh, absolutely.
So when God says, son, what I want you to do is I want you to change Sunday morning from having a traditional service into having a more pointed service, because you can't approach what you're dealing with what you're seeing traditional.
Jesus.
You tell me, Ezekiel, what you see.
Amen.
And then once Ezekiel realized what he saw, he says, now I need you to speak something that is going to go against everything that you've been trained to feel, think, or do. Can I talk to just a few people this morning? Just a few people. What God is going to challenge you with is going to be things that you can't try to use intellect. No flesh or glory in my presence. Your mind will talk you out of every miracle.
My God.
Let me say that again slowly for those of you that went to the public school like I did.
My God.
Your mind will talk you out of every miracle. That's not making it up. That's not like one day my mind probably no. Your mind and your thinking will figure a way out of every miracle, because the flesh, the mind, the psyche that cannot glory in the presence of God, which means he's never going to do something your mind can agree with unless your mind is transformed. So when God says something, your mind will be the first one to hate on it. Your mind will be the first one to come against it. Your mind will be the first one to reject the idea, because your mind don't want to go through what your body going to have to deal with.
That's
Can
right.
I say that again slowly? Rewind, come back again. In other words, your mind's first agenda in life is to avoid pain.
That's right, sir.
You touch the stove as a baby, you cried, you should never again. You kicked the stove, you burnt it. Your mind said, I don't know what that do, but that hurt. Your mind is designed to avoid pain. That's a safety mechanism designed in the making of the human. Would you imagine if we ran into pain? There's a Mack truck. That Mack truck, like, it hurt. Oh, this is going to be a good one. You run up there, boom. They wake you up 6 months later. Where am I at? In heaven. That's where you at. So naturally, we avoid pain. So whenever God tells you to do something, if your mind thinks it's going to be painful, your mind will try to go around what God just said. Case in point, come here, Peter, come here quickly. Peter, remember the time when you were talking to Jesus and Jesus asked the question with the disciples, remember this, Peter? And he says, who do men say that I am? Peter was like, oh, I got this one. Me, teacher. He said, I know who you are. You are the Son of Man. He said, oh, Peter, good job. Flesh and blood has not revealed that to you. You've been in prayer. Good boy. He says, now, by the way, I will be taken by men and I'll be crucified and beat me. I recognition. Now will be, wait a minute, Jesus. No, that's not going to happen to you. Not on my watch. Mm-hmm. Get thee behind me, Satan. Like, you just gave me a piece of candy in class for saying the right stuff. Then you take the candy back. Mm-hmm. Because Peter realized that attached to God's calling, attached to Jesus' calling, attached to his vision, attached to his assignment was pain. And Peter said, no, we're going to avoid the pain and get to the promise. Let me say this. You can't avoid the pain and get to the promise. There's going to be pain on the way there.
Yes,
but many of us try to anesthetize the pain and still when we get the promise. Jesus, help me. You can't avoid the pain with weed smoke. You can't avoid the pain with alcohol. You can't avoid the pain with sex. You can't avoid the pain with shopping. You can't avoid the pain with just dancing and praising all day. And I just dance and pray and fast and dance and pray and fast. And wake up and the pain's still there. No. You can't avoid the pain.
My God.
Pain is a part of the promise or part of the process.
Yeah.
He will never put more pain on you than you can bear, but there will be some pain.
Yes, sir.
Some folks gonna die that you wanted to stay alive a lot longer, and you can't quit. My mama died. I ain't going on. My daddy died. I said if my daddy ever died, that was it for me. This is where I would lay my head. I'm not going on. I'm just gonna stay in bed. Then FLA, time was up. You have to go back to work. The vision that God wants to give to you, the dream that he has for you, gives life. Mm-hmm. It's life-giving. There's no other way. Amen. There's no other process in place. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I didn't design this machinery. I just learned to work with it. Mm-hmm. When he wants to change your economic status, he gives you a dream. When he wants to change your marital position, he gives you a vision. Mm-hmm. I'm using vision and dream synonymously. When he wants to give you a new ministry, he gives you a vision. Yeah. When he wants Ezekiel to understand what's going on in the land, when he doesn't understand, he gives him a vision. Remember Peter? My Bible scholars in here, remember Peter? Peter, in Jewish culture, they didn't eat certain things. They eat no lobsters. You had no crab. You had no Dungeness. Hallelujah. You didn't have no Dungeness. Spoons on sound, please. You didn't have any Dungeness. You didn't have no lobster, no shrimps. They didn't eat that stuff in Jewish culture. You definitely eat no pork chops. Mm-hmm. And I had a really good pork chop at 48 Child in Orlando last week. The best meat they brought out the table. Tracked the car over red side, over on green side. Pork chop was delicious. Baby girl said, Daddy, what was that? I just ate. I don't know. Got a lot of different beats I can do here. I don't know what this was. What that one was, I want that again. More pork chop, please. That was good. But I can eat pork chop now because God gave Peter a vision. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ had died, ascended on his way to heaven, and he wanted to change he wanted to blend or engraft the Gentiles into the Jewish culture. And so one of the things he did was gave a new vision about eating habits and eating practices. One of the visions, he says, Peter, he gave him a sheet. The sheet had all kind of animals on there, all kind of seafood on there. It was like a menu from bottom of the sea or something like that. And Peter woke up and said, what was that? He said, now rise, slay, and eat. Peter went to him back, listen, I just had a vision. And the vision God gave me was that we can have lobsters now. They said, Peter, you the devil. Get away from us. You trying to mess us up. But you really saw that? No, you the devil. Get away from us. He said, and I saw butter. They said, Peter, you cutting up and you ain't see no butter, did you? You saw butter? Because I had some lobster last week. I was hanging over there in Rome and they had lobster. And lamb chops. And Peter said, I saw it, man. He said, no, you got to be lying. He said, no, I'm opening a new restaurant. Peter was a fisherman, so Peter already had to connect with the boats. Peter said, I saw it. I'm the first one. See, vision bring economic resources because you're the first one to see it. Mm-hmm. Peter walked around and said, listen, man, Gentiles going to be moving into Jerusalem. I'm going to open up the first seafood joint. It's going to be popping. You think I'm joking when I'm telling you? So the vision changes reality. Will you allow God to give you a vision that changes reality? See, one vision. God, I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go. 4 minutes. Every vision is a reality changer. This is how God began to teach me a few years ago before we got to this stage now where we're living in the vision and executing the vision. But first he would say, look at your wrist. Ted Baker. Who this guy is, but he's from London. I got his vision on my arm. His vision was not cheap.
Amen.
That's why I got it from the business side of the store. Anybody walk inside the expensive stores and go to the clearance? Anybody know clearance?
Yeah.
I walk right in the expensive stores. I say, excuse me, you know clearance? The clearance in the day? Who's talking about clearance section? Is the clearance section open today? That's point me in that direction, please. If it's not a red sticker, I'll shop expensive, but I'll only with clearance. Yeah. He's a nice guy too. He goes to give you a discount. Look at your wrist. Bracelet on, watch on, whatever you got on. You got somebody's vision on your wrist. Look at your clothes. Look at your shoes. Everybody ain't got shoes on. Anybody came in here barefoot today? Because the Bible gives us a mandate to give you some shoes if you came in barefoot. But if you got shoes on, then you got somebody's vision on your feet. Vision changes. If you got anybody got pants on, anybody came in here without pants or skirt or something, or anybody came in here their tail showing like they're in the hospital or something, anybody came in here that way, just talk, raise your hand, we can get you help. You have a mandate by heaven to give you some clothes. Everybody good?
Amen.
Well, you got somebody vision around your loins. Some of us got expensive visions around the loins. We got, true religion. Some of the young folks, they don't. If it ain't true religion, not only who true religion really is, I'm like, the true religion is to take care of the widows and feed the orphans, See, don't tell me things. My point is, we all wearing somebody's vision. This pillar, my point is this here, and I gotta go. Everything you do is somebody's vision. It is. The earth does not exist without vision.
That's right.
If we have an iPhone or Android, it's a vision. You got a necktie or a printed t-shirt, it's a vision. If we got a television that says Word of God and lights that show these, say this right. And every vision we have in here costs. There's no such thing without vision without price. So the vision God gives you is always supposed to feed you.
Yeah.
He funds it. Absolutely.
The vision funds your family. There's so much I want to teach y'all about vision. I'm going to pick it back up next week. But I've been praying. I said, God, when I looked at Ezekiel, I said, God, when you preach from Ezekiel, you have to preach from the perspective of, he was just telling the people what God was showing him about them. So what I'm saying to you today is God showing about you, man. He's saying, man, catch the vision. Because you'll always stay stuck until you pick up the vision he entrusted you with when he betted on you. Please stand to your feet in your car. When God bet on you, he bet on you with vision. He bet on you with vision. It was vision. Will you trust the vision? Pastor, I don't know what the vision of God is for me. You don't get trusted with your own vision until you get trusted with somebody else's. Say it again. God doesn't just give you a big old vision first in the kingdom of God anyway. First he says, how faithful have you been serving at the local vision? I was talking to the Wilson family soon. I'm going to say to the Wilson family, what have you contributed to the vision? This morning I was praying for the Cargo family. I said, Cargo family, what are you going to contribute to the vision? Getting your family. When it's all said and done, what will your name be on the vision? Praying for the Allen family. I was praying for the Wise family. When it's all said and done, the vision he gave for this ministry, before you dive into the one he gave for you and your personal family, he always checks the record to see what have you done that benefits you none, only the kingdom. Let me say it again because y'all missed it. Part of the vision is that what vision are you going to do purely for the love of God? Because see, your personal vision going to bring some stuff back to you. But there has to be part of the vision that just, you ain't getting nothing in return for that other than the glory of God. I have to work 3 other jobs to pastor here. I'll say it again slowly because some of y'all are like, what? In order to pastor here, I have to work 3 jobs.
My man.
And one of those is a nonprofit. In order to keep doing this, I got to make sure I keep making money. Because this doesn't yet pay me enough to take care of my family, provide myself a lifestyle. So I have to work to do this. So people come at this and Pastor, you remember one time you had a trip and somebody gave a donation, they gave $300. And that's the reason you don't do what again? That got nothing. Somebody's personal donation, why is it bothering you? That person even called me and said, Pastor, I'm so sorry. I told your church what I gave because they didn't know how to handle it. And I've realized the Bible says never tell your alms to no man. Never tell what you give to somebody. And I mean, I'm sorry, Pastor. I messed up. I said, it's all right. But to this day, people still say, I don't know about that charity. Because they took a trip in the past. They gave a donation. Why can't they use that money to pay for our stuff? That's the mindset people have. They should use that money to give me less ticket price. Not give it to the church so the church can have more. They should have went to my personal situation because I have a lack of vision. And when you have a lack of vision, the Bible says you perish. It says you perish. Not that you, no, it says you perish. You don't survive. Isn't that scary? The lack of vision causes death. Yeah. And I've been studying this for a few years, Anthony, and I made up my mind now. The problem with the hood is the lack of vision. Everybody said, we need more education. We need more schools. We need this. I said, no, it's just lack of vision. If I don't have nothing to look forward to, jail is an option. I know people that do light bids for a cold. I ain't gonna snitch. I do life before I snitch. The biggest vision I had was not snitching. The biggest claim to fame I had was not snitching on my fellow homie that ain't never come to see me when I was in prison. Ain't put no money in my books and ain't helping my kids out there on the streets. I have more vision for street culture and ideology than I have for being a father. Because I'll be loyal to a code, meanwhile my child will go without. So the problem is lack of vision. Lack of vision. And so what I'm trying to instill into us is vision. First thing you want to grab over is the vision of your church. What is the vision of this church? That's what you want to do first. So I'm working with this team. I'm working with our staff. We're going to be going on a leadership retreat in November, a one-day retreat. And we're going to just work on what is the vision. Because without vision, the church suffers and dies. Costs little money to the leaders. I I'll try to front most of the money so there's not as much as a strain on the leaders. Why? Because I followed the vision. Mm-hmm. Because I followed the vision, he gave provision and resources. I'm richer today by following the vision with no money than I was when I worked a regular job with no vision. Mm-hmm. I'll say that again slowly.
Amen. I
am richer today by following the vision when I had no money than I was when I did not follow the vision and just worked a regular job. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying you should not work a regular job. What I'm saying is don't work a regular job and never ask God for the vision.
Yes. Yes.
I had to work a regular job for 10 years, but I worked on the vision during those 10 years. Mm-hmm. I worked and went to work 9 to 5, 10 to 6, 3 to 11, did a 9 to 5 and a 3 to, I did a 7 to 3 and a 3 to 11 for a year. Working on the vision. Working on the vision. Working on the vision. On my lunch break, working on the vision. In prayer, working on the vision. Went to school. Went to work during the day, went to school at night because I was working on the vision. And your situation is never going to change. You're going to have to accept and work on the vision.
Amen.
It's going to be scary because your mind won't be able to figure out the things of the spirit without praying. So it's going to force you to keep praying because every step you take, you're like, okay, I did that. That worked out. Woo! I got into college. I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. Got to go back and pray. How am I going to pay for it, God? Okay, go to the financial aid and tell them I said this. Go to the tell them I said that. Oh, I got a refund check now. Woo! Okay, next semester come. I got no money yet. I quit. I'm jumping out of school. I'm done. No, go back in prayer. God, I ran out of money this semester. I got to go back to next semester. Well, how you going to do it? Oh, okay. See, until you walk in a financial aid and say, yo, I need $7,000 and I'm leaving. Y'all figure it out. You think I'm joking? I'm telling the truth. I'll be in my room. Call me when y'all figure it out. But I'm not moving out. Jamal P. come down to financial aid. We found a scholarship that we didn't realize was there. I know y'all didn't realize it was there. Sure y'all didn't. There's actually an allotment of funds over here. So what you got to do is go in such and office, start this paperwork for the Wilson Good Scholarship. And then when you get in there, and you got $7,000. Okay, amen. Now when I'm in my room, I'm pacing. Oh my God. I done told the people I ain't kidding. I'll call the cops. I don't know what's going to happen. God, I don't know why you got me here. This your fault anyway. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry. I believe God. Hallelujah. Jesus. Hello? Oh, y'all got the money? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Talk to you. Y'all been embarrassed by how you treated God in between the blessings?
My God.
He ever embarrassed you because you done called your girlfriend, called your homie, cried, went on Facebook, tweeted something, struggle is real. Then the blessing come through. I'm sorry, God. He said, okay, I just the first 10 times. What, this time 21. Why are we still going through this every time? When are you ever going to believe me that I'm never going to leave you or forsake you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bow your head if you will. Father, we bless your name.
Yes, God. Bless your name.
We understand who you are. Mm-hmm. We're not afraid anymore.
Yes, Lord.
We approach this day.
Thank you, Lord.
With joy
yes,
and
God.
Anticipation of more.
Yes, Lord. More, God.
Yeah, there it is. We approach this day saying, God, scary and all, we going ahead.
Yes, Lord.
We approach this day saying, God, I'm going to tell the truth even if my voice shakes.
Yeah.
I'm going to run ahead and see what the end going to be, even if I'm speed walking. I made up in my mind that I'm going to believe you even if I have fear. Yeah. I'm not going to allow fear to stop me. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to move forward with fear. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to move forward with intrepidation. I'm going to have to move forward with misunderstanding. I'm going to have to move forward with messing up and falling into sin. But I'm going to move forward.
Yes, Lord. Jesus.
I now realize, God, that there is nothing that can separate me from your love.
Hallelujah.
I accept that. And I realize now it doesn't matter if I mess up or not. Mm-hmm. The problem is if I quit.
Mm-hmm.
I realize now the issue that I thought was the issue was never the issue.
Yes.
It wasn't about if I succeed or fail.
Erase
It was about if I
forgiven.
believe.
Yes, Lord God.
Because you already bet everything on me and you weren't even a betting man.
Hallelujah.
You already secured my victory before I started.
Thank
The only
you,
way
God.
I find out how I win is if I stay around for the battle.
The race is not given. Hallelujah.
I realized now that I was messing up the whole time because I was waiting for life to get better to do better. But I realize now life only gets better when I follow the vision.
Yes. Hallelujah.
When people talk about me, I follow the vision.
Mm-hmm.
When people lie on me and say I'm crazy, I follow the vision. When people don't understand me, and I follow the vision. When people walk out on me, I follow the vision. When I get scared and walk out on myself, the next day I realize there is new mercies I see, and I'll get up and follow the vision. Hallelujah. Glory to God.
Hallelujah.
For the vision has life. And that life is the light of men. God, I pray that those who are with us right now, that they receive salvation.
Yes, Lord.
If they have not yet. Salvation is simple. It's just accepting the vision you have to deal with sin. I pray there's anybody, Lord God, that is here that has not yet accepted the vision of God to deal with sin, that today they accept the vision. The vision was simple. You had a vision. You said, listen, accept my son Jesus Christ as the person who I gave all of the punishment to for you because you couldn't handle it. That's the vision. That's what I did. I told Adam the vision. I said, the serpent will bruise your heel, but you will crush his head, which means your seed, which means that eventually Christ will come into the world through the human race and deal with sin once and for all. And the vision is accept what that already happened. That's the vision. I pray today that anybody here that has not accepted that vision, that today they accept the vision of salvation. Salvation is simple. Believe God with your heart. Confess with your mouth that Jesus Christ is Lord and you shall be saved. I pray this morning, Lord God, that anyone has not yet prayed that prayer, pray with me now. God, I am a sinner. I need salvation. I need the vision that you have for me. I need to accept it. I accept it. I accept it with open arms. I confess I am broken. Give me your salvation. In Jesus' name. Hallelujah.
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 I want to handle salvation before I handle the vision.
Yes, Lord God.
Hallelujah.
Yes, oh God.
Hallelujah. I want to handle the small things before I try to handle the big things.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I want to handle going to work every day, but try to handle running up there. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I want to handle being a good husband before trying to handle being a pastor. Hallelujah. I want to handle, Lord God, being a good leader before I try to be a world leader. Hallelujah. Anybody want to handle the small
Hallelujah.
things first, God? I want to handle the small things.
Yes, Lord.
And I trust you'll make me ruler over many.
Yes, oh God.
In Jesus' name,
In Jesus' name.
thy will be done. Amen. Give somebody a hug real fast, real fast. Give somebody a hug.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Rosalind. Give somebody